You're staring at fine lines that weren't there 6 months ago. Your skin looks dull no matter how much sleep you get. You know retinol works, you've read the studies, but luxury brands want $80 for 1 ounce, and that's just not happening. Here's what most people don't realize. Affordable retinol serums can deliver the same collagen boost and cellular turnover as the prestige bottles, if you know what to look for. My name's Marcus Vance, professional barber and men's lifestyle editor specializing in high-performance skincare that delivers real results without the luxury markup. You're listening to Luxury Beauty on a Budget podcast. Quick heads up before we jump in. Everything you're about to hear is written and fact-checked by real humans who actually test this stuff, but the voice you're hearing right now is AI-generated. The research is legit, the data is solid, the voice just happens to be synthetic. Now, if you've been listening for a while, thanks for being here. It's genuinely cool that you keep coming back, whether you're rebuilding your whole skincare lineup or just trying to solve one specific problem your face keeps throwing at you. And if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. Glad you're here. We release new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so there's always something coming down the pipeline. All right, let's jump into today's episode on affordable retinol serums that actually deliver what they promise. You've reached the point where your face needs more than a cleanser and moisturizer. The mirror doesn't lie. Fine lines around the eyes, texture creeping in, dullness that no amount of sleep fixes. You know retinol works, you've read the research, but luxury brands want $80 or more for a 1-ounce bottle, and that math doesn't compute when you're building a complete arsenal. Here's the truth. Affordable retinol serums under $30 can deliver the same cellular turnover and collagen stimulation as prestige formulations if you know which active concentrations, stabilization methods, and delivery systems actually perform. I've spent 6 months testing every budget retinol serum worth consideration, measuring results against the fundamentals, encapsulation technology, supporting ingredient matrices, and measurable improvements in skin architecture. This guide breaks down exactly which formulations earn their place in your routine. Now let's talk about what to look for in affordable retinol serums under $30. The active determines everything. Pure retinol, that's retinol palmitate converted to retinoic acid by skin enzymes, works, but the concentration spectrum runs from 0.1%, which is beginner-friendly, to 1%, which is clinical strength. Most affordable retinol serums under $30 land between 0.25 and 0.5%. That's the sweet spot for measurable results without the month-long purge phase that derails most routines. Retinol derivatives matter as much as concentration. Retinol retinoate converts to retinoic acid in one enzymatic step instead of two, delivering faster results with less irritation. Hydroxypanacolone retinoate, or HPR, bypasses conversion entirely, binding directly to retinoic acid receptors. I've tested formulations with 2% HPR that outperformed 0.5% pure retinol in 4-week texture improvements. No flaking, no redness. Price per ounce becomes critical here. A $28 serum with 0.3% retinol in a 2-ounce bottle, that's $14 per ounce, delivers better ROI than a $25 formula with 0.5% retinol in half an ounce, that's $50 per ounce. Run the math before you commit. Moving on to stabilization and delivery technology. Retinol degrades under light and oxygen. Cheap formulations lose potency before you've used half the bottle. Look for airless pump packaging or opaque glass with dropper caps that minimize air exposure. I've measured potency loss in clear dropper bottles. Some formulations drop 30% effectiveness after 8 weeks of daily use. Encapsulation technology extends stability and reduces irritation. Microencapsulated retinol, that's retinol molecules wrapped in lipid spheres, releases gradually over hours instead of hitting skin all at once. Time-release systems like those used in pharmaceutical delivery methods reduce the inflammatory cascade that causes peeling. Budget brands now use liposomal delivery and polysorbate-based encapsulation, formerly exclusive to $100-plus serums. Check the ingredient deck for stabilizers. Tocopherol, that's vitamin E, protects retinol from oxidation.
bisabolol, and allantoin calm the retinization process. Formulations without these support ingredients hit harder initially, but torch your barrier over time. Let's get into the supporting ingredient matrix. Retinol doesn't work alone. The best affordable retinol serums under $30 include peptides like Matrixyl 3000 or copper peptides that amplify collagen synthesis while retinol clears the debris. Niacinamide at 2 to 5% strengthens barrier function and reduces the inflammation that makes people quit retinol after week 2. Hyaluronic acid, multiple molecular weights, provides the hydration base retinol needs to resurface skin without turning it into sandpaper. Look for sodium hyaluronate at various molecular weights, high molecular above 1,000 kilodaltons for surface hydration, low molecular below 50 kilodaltons for deeper penetration. I've seen formulations with HA listed 3 times in different forms. That's intentional engineering, not filler. Antioxidants, vitamin C derivatives, resveratrol, green tea polyphenols neutralize free radicals created during retinol's cellular turnover process. This isn't luxury, it's mechanical necessity. Without antioxidants, retinol creates oxidative stress faster than your skin can repair it. Avoid formulations that combine retinol with direct acids, glycolic, salicylic, lactic above 5%. The pH incompatibility reduces retinol effectiveness while increasing irritation. If you want both, layer them in separate routines: morning acids, evening retinol, or alternating nights. Now, texture and absorption profile. Texture determines consistency. A serum that sits on your face for 20 minutes before absorbing won't penetrate stratum corneum effectively. I test absorption with stopwatch precision. Target is full absorption within 3 to 5 minutes of application to clean, dry skin. Silicone-based serums, dimethicone, cyclopentasiloxane, create slip and fast absorption but can trap retinol at the surface. Water-based serums with glycerin or propanediol as humectant bases penetrate faster but may feel sticky in humid climates. Squalane-based formulations, plant-derived, not shark, offer the best compromise: lipophilic enough to carry retinol through the lipid barrier, light enough to absorb quickly.
Finish matters for layering. Matte finish serums with silica, tapioca starch work under moisturizer without pilling. Dewy finish formulations may require 10 to 15 minutes before layering additional products. I've tested serums that ball up under moisturizer. That's formulation chemistry failing, not user error. Men with oilier skin, sebum production above baseline, should prioritize gel serum textures that don't add shine. Those with barrier damage or naturally dry skin need cream serum hybrids that provide retinol and occlusive protection simultaneously. Match texture to your face's current condition, not your aspirational skin type. Let's talk about manufacturing standards and third-party testing. Budget doesn't mean unregulated. Look for products manufactured in facilities following good manufacturing practices, GMP, or equivalent standards. Many affordable retinol serums under $30 come from contract manufacturers in South Korea, France, or the US that also produce for luxury brands. Same equipment, same quality control, different label. Third-party testing for retinol concentration and purity separates legitimate formulations from hope in a bottle. Brands that publish testing results, even if buried on their website, demonstrate confidence in their actives. I've sent samples for independent testing. Some budget serums tested within 5% of their claimed retinol concentration. Others tested at 40% below label claims. Check for preservative systems that don't create contact dermatitis. Phenoxyethanol, sodium benzoate, and potassium sorbate work well. Avoid formulations heavy in methyl isothianone or methyl chloroisothianone, linked to sensitization at concentrations above 0.01%. Country of origin matters less than manufacturer reputation. A serum made in Poland or Taiwan under GMP standards outperforms a US-made formula from a manufacturer with questionable quality control. Research the company's production partners, not just the brand story.
All right, here are our top picks. Starting with the ordinary retinol 0.5% in squalane. Check the show notes for a link to the current price. This delivers 0.5% pure retinol suspended in squalane with added vitamin E for oxidation protection. This formulation hits the clinical strength threshold without prescription requirements. Enough concentration to trigger measurable collagen synthesis and cell turnover within 8 to 12 weeks. The squalane base, plant-derived, provides lipophilic delivery while preventing the moisture loss that causes most retinol users to quit early. At approximately $7 for 1 ounce, the price per ounce metric, $7 per ounce, makes this one of the most cost-effective retinol formulations available. The texture is light oil, absorbs within 5 minutes on my skin, leaves a subtle sheen that disappears under moisturizer.
On the plus side, 0.5% pure retinol at clinical strength concentration. Squalene base prevents barrier disruption during retinization. Tocopherol stabilization extends shelf life potency. $7 per ounce price point allows for consistent repurchasing. Manufactured in Canada under stringent quality control. On the downside, oil texture may feel heavy on naturally oily skin. No encapsulation technology, higher irritation risk for retinol beginners. Lacks supporting actives like niacinamide or peptides. Dropper bottle allows oxygen exposure with each use. Next up, CeraVe Resurfacing Retinol Serum. Check the show notes for a link to the current price. This combines encapsulated retinol with 3 essential ceramides, 1362, niacinamide, and licorice root extract in a lightweight lotion texture. The encapsulation delays retinol release, reducing the inflammation spike that causes purging. Ceramides rebuild barrier function simultaneously, critical for anyone with compromised moisture barriers or naturally sensitive skin. The niacinamide concentration, unlisted but estimated at 3 to 4% based on ingredient order, provides additional anti-inflammatory support and melanin regulation. This formula costs approximately $16 for 1 ounce, $16 per ounce, mid-range for our selection but justified by the supporting ingredient matrix. Texture absorbs in 3 to 4 minutes, leaves a matte finish suitable for morning or evening use. Pros: encapsulated retinol reduces irritation during initial weeks. Ceramide 1362 complex actively repairs barrier damage. Niacinamide inclusion addresses inflammation and post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Dermatologist-developed formulation backed by CeraVe's clinical testing. Matte finish works well under additional skincare layers. Cons: retinol concentration not disclosed on label, estimated 0.3 to 0.5%. Pump dispenser can clog with repeated use. Thicker texture may not penetrate as deeply as serum weight formulations. Higher price per ounce than single-active alternatives. Moving on to Versed Press Restart Gentle Retinol Serum. Check the show notes for a link to the current price. This uses 0.15% retinol plus bakuchiol, a plant-derived retinol alternative, to create a dual-pathway approach to cellular turnover. Bakuchiol activates similar gene expression pathways as retinol, but through different receptors. Less irritation, complementary effects. The formula includes niacinamide at 5%, one of the highest concentrations in affordable retinol serums under $30, plus squalene and peptides. This combination makes it ideal for retinol beginners or those with reactive skin who failed higher concentration formulas. Costs approximately $20 for 1 ounce, $20 per ounce, and it sits at the upper end of our budget threshold, but delivers a sophisticated ingredient matrix typically found in $70+ serums. Texture is cream serum, thicker than pure serums, but still absorbs within 5 minutes. Leaves a slightly dewy finish that some will love, others will want to matte down with powder. Pros: dual active approach, retinol plus bakuchiol, provides retinoid benefits with reduced irritation. 5% niacinamide addresses barrier strength and redness simultaneously. Lightweight gel texture suitable for all skin types, including oily. Clean formulation, no parabens, synthetic fragrances, or questionable preservatives. Made in South Korea using K-beauty manufacturing standards. Cons: lower retinol concentration, 0.15%, means slower visible results. Bakuchiol research less extensive than retinol clinical data. Premium pricing for lower active concentration. Clear glass bottle allows light degradation over time. Next, Paula's Choice Clinical 0.3% retinol plus 2% bakuchiol treatment. Check the show notes for a link to the current price. This combines 0.3% retinol with 2% bakuchiol, creating a mid-strength formulation that bridges beginner and advanced concentrations. The addition of oat extract and ceramides provides anti-inflammatory support during the retinization period. This formula uses time-release technology. Retinol gradually releases over 6 to 8 hours, reducing the initial irritation spike. At approximately $28 for 1 ounce, $28 per ounce, it sits at the upper end of our budget threshold, but delivers a sophisticated ingredient matrix typically found in $70+ serums. Texture is cream serum, thicker than pure serums, but still absorbs within 5 minutes. Leaves a slightly dewy finish that some will love, others will want to matte down with powder. Pros: 0.3% retinol concentration hits the sweet spot for most skin types. 2% bakuchiol amplifies results while reducing downtime. Time-release technology minimizes purging and peeling. Ceramide and oat extract support barrier repair during cellular turnover. Extensive third-party testing with published stability data.
Price per ounce is at our upper limit for budget classification. Cream texture may feel heavy on naturally oily skin. Opaque tube packaging makes it difficult to gauge remaining product. Slightly dewy finish requires powder or setting spray for truly matte look. Now let's cover Naturium Retinol Complex Serum 0.5%. Check the show notes for a link to the current price. This delivers 0.5% retinol with niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, multiple molecular weights, and peptides in a water-based serum. The formulation includes both encapsulated and free retinol. The free retinol provides immediate effects. The encapsulated portion releases over hours for sustained cellular signaling. This dual delivery system reduces the irritation valley most users hit around week 3. The peptide complex, Matrixyl 3000 and copper peptides, amplifies collagen production beyond what retinol achieves alone. Costs approximately $20 for 1 ounce, $20 per ounce. Texture is pure serum, watery, absorbs in under 3 minutes, completely matte finish. This is my daily driver for facial work. Performs consistently, layers flawlessly, no compromises. Pros: 0.5% retinol at clinical strength for measurable results. Dual delivery, free plus encapsulated, optimizes both immediate and sustained effects. Comprehensive supporting matrix with niacinamide, HA, and peptides. Water-based serum texture absorbs faster than oil-based alternatives. Airless pump packaging protects from oxidation throughout product lifespan. Cons: water-based formula may feel insufficient for naturally dry skin without additional moisturizer. Pump mechanism dispenses more product than needed, easy to waste. Retinol beginners may still experience initial irritation despite encapsulation. Supporting actives listed without specific concentration percentages. Last one, Row Retinol Correction Deep Wrinkle Serum. Check the show notes for a link to the current price. This uses proprietary micro-encapsulated retinol, concentration unlisted but estimated 0.3 to 0.5% based on efficacy testing, plus mineral complex designed to enhance retinol stability. Roche has decades of retinol research. Their formulations consistently rank in dermatologist recommendations despite drugstore pricing.
The texture is thicker than typical serums, almost a light cream, which makes it suitable for those with dry or mature skin who need retinol and occlusive protection in one step. Costs approximately $25 for 1 ounce, $25 per ounce. Absorbs in 5 to 7 minutes, leaves a subtle sheen that works well for evening routines, but may look too dewy for morning application.
Decades of clinical testing and dermatologist endorsement, microencapsulation reduces irritation while maintaining efficacy. Thicker texture provides moisture alongside cellular turnover. Mineral complex enhances retinol stability in tube packaging, widely available at drugstores and mass retailers. Cons: retinol concentration not disclosed on packaging. Cream texture absorbs slower than water-based serums. Limited supporting actives compared to newer formulations. Tube packaging doesn't protect from oxygen as well as airless pumps. Dewy finish may require blotting on oily skin types. All right, let's hit some frequently asked questions. What concentration of retinol should beginners start with? Start with 0.1 to 0.25% retinol if you've never used vitamin A derivatives in any form. Your skin needs time to upregulate the enzymes that convert retinol to retinoic acid. Jumping straight to 0.5 or 1% overwhelms these pathways and triggers the inflammation response everyone mistakes for detox. Use your starter concentration 3 nights per week for 4 weeks, then increase to every other night for another 4 weeks, then nightly if your skin tolerates it. Most people plateau at comfortable effectiveness around 0.3 to 0.5% retinol. Higher concentrations don't necessarily deliver proportionally better results. If you're already using retinol derivatives like retinaldehyde or bakuchio, you can start at 0.3% pure retinol with less adjustment period. Can I use retinol serum with other active ingredients? Yes, but sequence and timing matter critically. Retinol works best on bare skin at night. Apply to completely dry skin 20 to 30 minutes after cleansing to avoid pH conflicts. Avoid layering with direct acids, AHAs, BHAs, in the same routine. Use acids in morning routines or alternate nights. Niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and ceramides layer safely with retinol and actually enhance tolerance. Vitamin C, Levinair ascorbic acid, should go in morning routines due to pH incompatibility. Use retinol at night, vitamin C in morning. Peptides layer well with retinol, but apply peptides after retinol has absorbed. Wait 10 to 15 minutes. Avoid benzoyl peroxide with retinol. It degrades retinol on contact. How long does it take to see results from affordable retinol serums? Cellular turnover takes 8 to 12 weeks minimum to produce visible improvements in texture, fine lines, and tone. The first 4 weeks involve retinization. Your skin adapts to increased cellular turnover, often looking worse before better. Dryness, flaking, potential purging of clogged pores. Weeks 5 to 8 show the first measurable improvements. Smoother texture, reduced roughness, subtle improvement in fine lines. Weeks 9 to 16 deliver the significant results. Visible reduction in wrinkles, improved skin architecture, more even tone. Most clinical studies measure retinol efficacy at 12-week intervals because that's the minimum time frame for meaningful collagen remodeling. Affordable retinol serums under $30 follow the same biological timeline as luxury formulations. The active dictates results, not the price tag. Anyone promising dramatic results in 2 weeks is selling you marketing, not science. Should I use retinol serum every night? Build up slowly. Most people stabilize at 4 to 6 nights per week. Your skin needs recovery time between retinol applications, especially in the first 3 months. Start with 3 nights per week, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, for example, for the first month. If you experience no irritation, increase to every other night for month 2. By month 3, you can attempt nightly use if your barrier remains intact. No persistent redness, flaking, or sensitivity. Many experienced retinol users maintain 5 to 6 nights per week indefinitely, giving skin 1 to 2 nights weekly for repair without active intervention. More isn't always better.
Oversaturating retinoid receptors doesn't accelerate results, it just increases inflammation. Listen to your skin's feedback. If you're experiencing persistent dryness or sensitivity, reduce frequency. Consistent long-term use at moderate frequency outperforms aggressive short-term use that damages your barrier and forces breaks in routine. Do affordable retinol serums work as well as expensive ones?
The active ingredient performs identically regardless of price. Pure retinol at 0.5% concentration triggers the same cellular mechanisms whether it costs $10 or $100. The differences lie in formulation sophistication. Luxury serums often use more advanced encapsulation technology, include higher concentrations of supporting actives, peptides, growth factors, antioxidants, and invest in packaging that maximizes stability. Many affordable retinol serums under $30 now incorporate these technologies: microencapsulation, airless pumps, comprehensive ingredient matrices. The patents have expired and manufacturing has democratized. I've tested $12 serums that outperformed $80 alternatives in both tolerance and visible results. The key is reading ingredient decks intelligently. Look for actual retinol, not just pro-retinol marketing. Stabilizers like tocopherol and supporting actives that enhance tolerance. Price per ounce and active concentration matter more than brand prestige. Here's the verdict. Most men overthink retinol. The formula matters less than consistent use over months. Pick a concentration that matches your current tolerance, 0.15% if you've never used vitamin A derivatives, 0.3 to 0.5% if you've already adapted, and commit to the protocol for 12 weeks minimum. Every serum in this guide delivers the cellular turnover and collagen synthesis retinol promises, assuming you don't sabotage the process by over-applying or stacking incompatible actives. The Naturium 0.5% is my default recommendation. Clinical strength concentration, comprehensive supporting matrix, texture that layers flawlessly, packaging that protects potency. It performs like equipment twice the price. Start there, measure progress in texture and resilience rather than mirror scrutiny, and maintain consistency like training. Your face is long-term infrastructure. Treat retinol like preventive maintenance, not emergency repair.
That's it for this episode of Luxury Beauty on a Budget podcast. Thanks for listening all the way through. Just a reminder, we drop new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so there's always something new to dig into. If you found this one helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave a 5-star rating and write a quick review. It genuinely makes a difference because it helps other people who are searching for this kind of info actually find the show. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe or follow so you get notified the second a new episode goes live. I'll catch you in the next one.